め続けたあの日の夜
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anime Degens podcast. We got the bullshit hour, episode 85. We're gonna be doing some serious, nostalgic bullshit in today. Before we get into the news, best way to support the podcast is to rate it on your go-to platform, whether that's Spotify or Apple. And tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your wife and kids, anybody who likes Japanese cartoons, let them know. If you have any interesting topics, let us know in the Discord, linktree.com/animedegens or discord.gg/animedegens. You can find us there. But let's get ready for some news. Nam, what you got for us, buddy?
You talking about like the news?
The news. Unless you got
The
something else,
news.
something spicy. I don't know. What you got?
Oh, I mean, we just, work shit. I had our inventory recently. We fucking passed
Nice.
as our GM is about to retire. So, it's good being able to send her off. She's been there literally 20 years since the founding of that location. So,
That's a long time at a computer store, dude. Like,
yeah.
have computers been around for? I'm just kidding.
Some say.
Back
But
in
no.
my day, we had Windows 95.
Even before that, DOS. Oh, God.
I've played some games on DOS, dude. They're pretty lit.
So have I. But no, aside from that, though, good old work stuff. Are you excited to learn about the body at all?
You know what? Like, I used to love the Magic School Bus as a kid. So I think I've actually tried to watch this show and I couldn't get into it. But I'm interested to see how they do with a live action of, drumroll please,
Cells at Work. And it is coming December 13th.
That was so bad it was good.
Hey, what can I say? So yeah, no, it's in Japan. It's coming out, so hopefully they'll eventually put it on something like, Netflix, Crunchyroll, something like that.
Have you watched the Cells at Work anime yet or no?
I have not, no, but I might have to give it a shot. See what it's all about.
I watched like 3 or 4 episodes. Like, I was like, I'm gonna download this for a plane ride, see how it is. And I was like, God, these characters are annoying.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, no, so it ain't the Magic School Bus, sadly. So
Yeah,
that being said,
it was a ditzy red blood cell who couldn't pick up a box and she kept losing it. And then it was like an emo brooding white blood cell. And that's as far as I got. I was like, all right, this ain't for me. Let's continue on. But yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't what's the word I'm looking for? Stroking my heart chords, you know?
It wasn't very captivating.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy it. I'm just not one of them. You know, I got the Magic School Bus as a kid, and it wasn't as captivating.
True, I'll give you that one. I don't know. Maybe it's Miss Fritz.
Something about Miss Fritz in that bus, baby. More news. Konosuba season 3 has an OVA that is being worked on. So that's exciting. We all love a little Konosuba. Can't go wrong with some debauchery. Give me more darkness. That's all I need. Just give me more darkness. I don't care about anyone else. Just give me more darkness.
I have no idea about that. I've seen that anime pop up a few times, so it's going to be on my list of ones to get into.
You should definitely check it out. Konosuba is like one of the best isekais there is because they really take in like the horny 13-year-old. Well, he's probably 16. I don't know. The horny teenager who gets hit by a bus and then he comes to a land full of really busty women, and he can't contain himself, and it's fucking hilarious.
You
But
know,
he's got a good heart.
I've just started getting into isekai, so I think maybe now is a good time to finally delve into this one. Um, so I'll definitely have to give this one a shot.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better ones. I've not watched a crazy amount of isekai because, frankly, they make too many of them.
It
But
is the recent craze. Yep.
it is the recent craze, and frankly, a lot of them are just like so bad they're potentially good, if that makes sense.
If they go really out there, yeah. Yeah, I'll give
Yeah,
it to you.
Konosuba's out there in that sense. It's fun. It's really fun. I mean, homie drags the goddess who's supposed to direct him to the new world into the new world with him. He's like, "Oh, I can bring anything I want with me. I want you. You're coming with me. You're a god? Yeah, you're coming with me, bro."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
In other news, Studio Ghibli's Grave of the Fireflies is now on Netflix. So definitely gonna have to give that one a shot. They
Yeah,
always make really good movies.
100%. And that's exciting too. It looks like Studio Ghibli is losing their connection to HBO. And they're
Yeah.
bringing it to Netflix because we just heard that oh my god, I'm spacing out. What's the last Ghibli film? Wow. I'm a terrible anime fan. The last Ghibli film was also getting released on Netflix, so it looks like Ghibli's made a right turn there. They're going from Max to Netflix, which I think is more accessible to people because not everybody has Max, so that's pretty exciting.
The Boy and the Heron.
That's the one. There we go. Yeah, guys, I'm coming off of tea time. I've been drinking, so if I say anything out of line, I apologize.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's just roll with it.
I love
What
it.
else we got?
Last bit of news, not anime related, but we've talked Pal World on this podcast before. Pokemon has finally come with the dagger, and they're suing Pal World for all the marbles. It looks like they're going out for patent infringement, and it's not for making furry little creatures. It's the fact you can potentially ride on the furry little creatures. So, yeah, Pokemon is trying to patent the fact that you can ride on an animal. They have a lot of video games to talk to at that point, so that's probably not going to work out for them well. But more Pal World news, love it.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this goes. I don't think that there is a case because Power World uses more of a stamina system, even when you're like riding and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
doesn't really seem like it's gonna be something that'll stick too much
I mean, if you,
until at least they confirm what the patent is,
yeah,
which
if
they
you're
haven't done.
like, fuck, Final Fantasy, you can run on a chocobo. You gonna go after Square Enix next? Like, come on, come on. There are so many video games where you ride on a fucking pet. Like, you can't patent that shit. That doesn't work.
Unless somehow you're Nintendo and they win this case,
They're gonna piss a lot of people off if they do. Can you imagine playing a Final Fantasy game and not riding on a chocobo at some point?
The next update for your next Final Fantasy game removes chocobo riding entirely.
Dude, they have like 17 songs about chocobos. You can't do that shit.
Yeah, that whole game canceled.
God damn it. Oh, before we get into the actual topic, I do have to bring up I went to the Sonic Symphony last weekend. That shit was gas. If that is coming to your city, check it out if you like Sonic. Like, it starts off all classical. They're going through the OG games, and then they just bring out a fucking rock band and play like a bunch of songs from like Sonic Adventure 2, fucking Frontiers, like all the weird games in the middle. like the Holy Knights and the fucking whatever. And it was gas, dude. Like we're sitting there in like the Symphony Hall at Boston, which is like prestigious, you know, like fucking angel statues, dicks hanging out because they're so old school. And these guys were like, "You ready to turn the fuck up?" And we're like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
Fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome.
It was a lot of fun. It was definitely not what I expected, so it was really fun.
Hell yeah.
Well, cool.
Well,
You ready to get into our topic?
I'm always ready for goat piece.
Let's do it. So, what we have for you guys this week is our way too early look at One Piece live action season 2. We've been seeing casting for this coming out, and we were excited. And frankly, Nam and I were just looking for an excuse to talk about One Piece. And this was
Always.
the perfect time to do that. So we're going to be talking about the One Piece live action season 2. And we're going to really go through a lot of the highlights of the arcs they're going to cover and kind of go through those and what we hope to see. And of course, based on where they dropped off, the first arc is going to be Logtown. I'm super fucking pumped for this one. Like, I'm actually so pumped to see this live action. I don't know about you, man.
I mean, it's so iconic of an arc, honestly. Like, it really helps set up a few things. One, Luffy is not infallible. Two, there are forces that are much, much stronger than he is. And three, just a fucking smoker, right? He's
Yes,
such a
dude.
fucking badass. And honestly, so let's talk about the actor that they cast for him, right? Callum Kerr. I have not seen a single thing that he has been in that I am aware of.
But he's a sexy looking dude.
And honestly, with how just like how his facial structure is, right? And how his jawline sits, compare that to a picture of Smoker, dude. It is almost like wow. That is pretty much him.
Dude,
And
I'm so excited to see a fucking cigar hanging out of this guy's mouth for
oh
literally
yes.
like 5 episodes.
And then he's gonna have like the fucking the sash around his chest
Yeah,
with
dude.
extra cigars in it.
Oh,
Um yeah, no, but personally I think that that's going to be a really really good casting just based off of his appearance alone. And it seems like he's done quite a few different action based things, I guess. Or more like drama with action in there, so there's always that aspect kind of you know sprinkle in there. So he's probably got the acting chops to really bring that kind of like drama and suspense to the series that Luffy's gonna need.
yeah, definitely. I think looking at him, I can definitely see a fit for the role. But I haven't seen anything he's in, but I'm really curious to see how they bring the Moku Moku no Mi to life. Cause like the smoke fruit, that's gonna be challenging, I feel like, on the CGI side of things. I mean, dude looks like a tornado half the time. So
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
curious to see how they bring that to life and if it's gonna be cool or cheesy as fuck. Like I don't know how to look at it.
They might use it in a more limited sense, I feel, just so that way, one, they don't blow the budget on just the episodes that he's in. And then two, they can actually like focus more on his other strengths while then using that as like a showcase of like, oh yeah, he can use this. He'll probably use it to dodge an attack and then like phase away and catch up to somebody, but then that'll be it, I feel.
I feel that. I feel that. I want to see like the smoke arms come out and shit like that, like OG smoker style.
It would be so cool.
Definitely.
But what about Toshigi, right? Because obviously, if you get Smoker, you can't forget his right hand, Toshigi.
And
And go
I'm
ahead.
gonna say the actress they got for Tashigi is fucking fine. But like
Yes,
Tashigi, I feel like should be a Japanese woman. And Julia, what is it? Julia
Julia
Raywald
Rywald.
Yeah, she's not Japanese, so they're taking some liberties with the castings again. Um, but I think she'll be a good Tashigi. I mean, I've never seen anything she's in. I did not recognize a single thing on that list. But she's fine, so we're gonna let it slide.
I've I've seen the Fear Street title, like I've heard about it. I haven't actually watched it personally. Um, but at the same time, at this, there's nothing that's gonna necessarily dictate how good a person is, no matter how many movies they're in, right?
Exactly.
So I feel like they did a really good job doing casting and stuff like that. And obviously, like if you're browsing around on Google, you could find a bunch of different fan art and stuff like that that'll kind of depict how the character will look. And they've got one of her with glasses on, right? And like blue hair. And honestly, I feel like they did a really good job of capturing a person, like getting a person who really captures innocence
Okay.
very well. And because that's what really Toshigi is very innocent. Let's be honest.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because I've been watching D Gray Man, and innocence is like what they call like the magic ether of power in that, that fucking anime. And I'm like, innocence. No, she doesn't capture that. That's a fucking ball or a sword or some shit.
Yeah, but no, she's got that I guess she can portray that like ignorance that Toshigi gets as well. Because when she loses her glasses, she's pretty much like oblivious to everything. Not just literally, but figuratively as
Dude,
well.
she's Velma from Scooby Doo. Like, if they don't have a scene with her crawling around going, my glasses, where are my glasses? I'll be disappointed.
I would agree. But yeah, no, I personally those two are really good castings. I think that they're gonna have a really good show. But seeing Buggy come back, that's
Yeah.
gonna be really cool. Cause um yeah, no, Jeff Ward did a really good job as Buggy. I really enjoyed him. I'm pretty sure you really enjoyed him as well. And
Definitely.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Buggy in the anime really kind of just annoyed me, but like Buggy in the live action
He
really
was
makes me want to see more.
he was scary.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a clown pirate, you should be pretty scary. I mean, I'm so excited for the execution scene when
Oh
you've
yeah.
got like Inyaki like fucking lied down in the fucking what do you call that? I don't know, whatever, when his head's locked up. And you've got Jeff Ward just being a menace above him. Like, I'm so excited to see that. I think that's
Oh
gonna be
god.
super fun. I think they're gonna do a really good job with that. They better. And I'm
I,
also really curious to see what he looks like after he gets struck down by lightning from God.
that will be awesome. Let's not forget too though. Elvita, who finally went on Weight Watchers.
Dude, the Ozempic fruit, like no. So I've actually seen videos of the actress for Alvida, and she
Mhm.
was fucking working out, dude. She's killing it for this role. So I'm really excited to see Sube Sube Nomi, or the what's that come down to? What's actually that translate to? It's not the slide through. That was for kids. It's the slim fruit.
Uh, smooth fruit.
Smooth fruit. So I'm excited to see that, and how like I'm pretty sure there's a scene in this when she's like ice skating on the ground because she can slide on everything. Like, I'm really excited to see that. I think it'll be fun.
It'll definitely be an interesting transformation to see. Um, I'm not too excited about Elvita. Nothing against the actress, just like the overall character herself, I found really annoying. And then she's always had minor appearances. So, like,
Yeah.
what's the point, right?
I mean, she was a pretty big part of this arc because she had joined Buggy at that point. But I agree with you on that. You know, like, we'll see if she kind of fades off into the background or if she takes the forefront role she had in the anime. But there is one scene I'm so excited to see in this arc, and it's Zoro at the sword store. because I want to
Yes.
see if they actually mimic the original scene with Sandai Katetsu. I want to see if they throw it in the air and he puts his arm out, and like I want to see that revolution come down on his arm and miss. Like I think that'd be so cool.
There's no way that they're not gonna do it because of just how iconic it was. Like when people look back at Logtown, realistically, there's several things that they look at. That is one of them, right? Basically, everything that we've talked about is what they look at, including Zoro's sword,
So
because it was such a huge moment.
and that brings up a big question though, is like I don't remember when his swords got taken down by the rust fruit. Like, are we gonna see that, or are they just gonna put that in the background?
It might just be put in the background, something that maybe happened in between everything, or something that like his sword is just it's chipped and damaged, and maybe now he needs a new sword. Playing it off a different way of him acquiring it, which I could see them doing more realistically than his sword going the same way it did in the show.
Yeah, because I mean that happened during the was that during the fight with Don Krieg or was that after? Like I can't remember. It's been
Felt like it
forever.
was after, because in the Don Krieg fight is when Hawkeye showed up and then basically took him down, and he was out for the entire fight.
Yeah. So I guess we gotta keep our eyes out to see if Zoro's swords get rusted up or not. Because that was like, and that's a major plot point. He's getting a cursed sword from Wano. Like you gotta have that in there.
Yeah, you have to set it up. Even if you never make the live action go to Wano, you still have to set that up. So when people who want to continue it and do watch the anime, whether it's the old one or the new or the new remake that they're making, right? They need to understand just how important that sword was. Because otherwise they're going to get to that point and they're going to be like, "Oh, what's this?" And then
Yeah.
they're going to be left completely clueless,
Oh, exactly.
you know. Then when they
And
get to Wano, it's not going to hit the same way. You need to establish it now. Teach
definitely,
them when they're
definitely.
young.
When they're old, middle aged, and watching One Piece live action, definitely. But I think one of the things I'm most excited for, if it happens, which they better not cut this out, is the introduction of Dragon. They don't
Yeah.
have an actor announced for Dragon yet, but like Dragon is the one who comes and saves the day and stops Smoker from capturing Luffy. So I really hope they include that in the live action.
Yeah. I
And
mean, even if it's just like, a character whose face we never see, and like a flash happens and we see the outline of his tattoo, right? Maybe it's instead of a tattoo, it's a marking this time, right? Whatever it is, we see that no face. So you don't even have to really cast anyone because he doesn't even have to do anything, just show up.
yeah, because at that
It,
point, like Luffy escaping Smoker is smoke and mirrors, no pun intended. At that point, like
but
Dragon clearly saved Luffy's ass there, and like I don't know how you're gonna do that without him.
it would. They've taken a few liberties in season one, and I'll grant it. Introducing Luffy's grandfather earlier, I was cool with.
Yeah,
If you change that and you make it to where Luffy does get away from some stupid lucky thing happening, no. No, you need to establish like proper events that happen. And that is one of them. And
definitely.
again, like I said, just have it be for one brief moment. No face shown, flash happens, scar scene, when the lightning strikes, all we see is the scar or the tattoo, whatever it is. Bam. We don't even need actual casting for it, right? He's not going to have any speaking lines. He's not even going to do anything. He's just going to basically appear, right? And then have special effects happen.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain if we get to hear Dragon talk, but I mean, we're pretty biased because we're both up to date in the anime, and I'm pretty sure we see Dragon every 57 chapters.
Oh God.
Or sorry, in the
It,
manga.
He's getting a lot more frequent though, right?
Yeah, he is. We'll save that for a potential later episode.
We'll ask you guys too. We'll have a vote at some point if you guys want to do like a manga talk about it.
Yeah, because I'm actually really torn on that because we're an anime podcast. And obviously, me and Nam are up to date in the manga, but like, we don't want to spoil anything because the manga be fucking hitting right now.
Oh God, is it ever?
Well, speaking of hitting, how do you feel about getting a reverse mountain?
You know what? I'm torn on this one, right? Because I really like this arc for what it represents. I don't know if I'm ready for Laboon. It's such a oh God, it's such a sad story, dude. They still like what's Brooke gonna do when he sees him? Well, what's Laboon gonna do when he sees Brooke? Is he even gonna remember him? I really hope that
Laboon,
he does.
Laboon's got an ironclad memory, dude. I mean,
Oh
I'm
man.
so excited in this arc to see a giant ass CGI whale with a crudely painted straw hat logo on its face. Like, I think it's gonna be hilarious. But I think I'm more excited to see Crocus. Like,
Yes.
I want a crusty old fucking fart to come out and be an asshole because that's what Crocus is, and I'm really excited for that.
All those like scenes where it like flashes in and out and stuff like that, and they're like, you don't have to do that every time you talk. And he does it again right away.
But so have you watched Game of Thrones?
um I I know of Game of Thrones. I have tried to watch Game of Thrones. I could not get past the first season, but I have watched bits and pieces. That being said, I am pretty sure I have seen
The actor.
Clive Russell in a few other things.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Um,
This is
I
where we really needed Tyler. Because I'm an anti Game of Thrones person at this point because I haven't watched it yet, but I know the ending sucks, so I'm not gonna watch it.
okay,
And I'd rather just read the books, but I have not had time to read the books yet. But
okay,
the casting for Crocus is Clive Russell. He was Brynden Blackfish Tully in Game of Thrones, and that's early Game of Thrones. So he's probably really good. Um, Look him up if you don't know. He looks like a good Crocus, in my opinion. I really want to see him with the fucking weird ass hair and shit.
he's gonna do phenomenal. Honestly, like he's gonna bring that crotchety old man who's retired, sick of the journeying. You know, he's just trying to take care of this whale because it keeps him alive, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise, he's got no purpose. He's gonna be able to land that role perfectly. And honestly, like the dude's been acting for
a
eons
long
at
ass
this
time.
point.
Yeah, a long
Yeah.
ass time. I mean, he's been around forever. I mean, a lot of the stuff he did, I think he might have been Scottish. So there's a lot of stuff I didn't recognize because it was all European stuff. But
1982 is some of his first credited work, and he has worked consistently throughout that period of time. And he's been in a few things too, right? Like even Sherlock Holmes, the the
with
Sherlock Holmes or Robert Downey Jr. ones, the Guy Ritchie films.
okay, the Tony Stark films. Gotcha.
Yes, and
I didn't watch those either. I'm
they were
so
pretty
bad.
good.
I'm so bad with movies, dude.
Those ones were pretty good. But anyways, no. So he's definitely got a lot of acting talent, and he's gonna be really, really. Um, Thor: The Dark World. He was Tyr.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I
So
got
like
you now.
again, he's a very, very well known actor. He's very good at what he does and stuff like that. So honestly, I'm really excited. I think that he's gonna bring a fantastic Crocus to the series.
Awesome. One thing I'm really excited for is towards the end of this arc. we get introduced to the log pose. And like frankly, like everybody on Luffy's crew is a fucking idiot. And they have no idea how they're gonna get around the Grand Line. And I feel like this is such a monumental moment that most people like downplay. But like, holy fuck, this is how you navigate this complex, crazy ocean you're about to cover. And who doesn't fucking love magnets, dude? I mean, Charlie Kelly loves magnets. I love magnets.
It's gonna be quite curious to see how it's done, right? Because obviously, like, you know, a lot of it is probably gonna be just like CGI done inside of it when
I
they
hope
create
not.
like it'll be really hard to, like, you know, magnetize it like how it's supposed to be done in the series where
Yeah.
it attracts to a body of land, right?
But
They're
like
gonna be on land and off the coast for most of it anyways.
I'm excited to see it spin around a bunch and then just lock on, you know? Like I'm really excited to see that.
That's what makes me think it'll be CGI, but honestly, if it's just the needle that's CGI, I think I'll be okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Um, as long as like the rest of it is pretty practical. What I'm curious to see though is the two people that we get introduced to with the log pose, which is Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday. Now,
Vivi.
I was gonna say Miss Wednesday is Vivi, and Mr. Nine is the sidekick, who no one really cares about.
Correct.
So, I can't remember who exactly they had cast for those two.
So Vivi is Charithra Chandran. She's an Indian actress. And then Mr. Nine is Daniel Lasker.
That's right. I had a list that I saved. I'm gonna pull it up here and then um
Yeah, no,
so
I'm definitely excited to see those two. I still have I don't know if it's just me, but like I don't like seeing people cast from other areas as people from very distinct regions, if that makes sense. Because Alabasta, it's fucking Egypt. And a lot of the castings they've done for Vivi and King Cobra, they're Indian actors, which is fine, but like it's I feel like you're just losing a little bit there, you know?
uh no, because it remains to be seen, right? Like
Yeah.
if the actor and the actress are really good, then I can forgive it, right? Because even then too, while it would you could consider it to be um you know more what you would say, it could even be considered more Egyptian based, you know, or
I mean,
Indian based,
in
you know.
there's fucking pyramids, dude.
All the same, who's to say that they, you know, because with how close that they are, right?
Close. They're across the continent.
India and Egypt.
Egypt is in Africa. India is in Asia. They're fucking like 1,000 miles apart.
Hang on.
They're not that close.
Oh yeah, no, they are actually a lot farther
They're
than I
not
thought.
that close. And people from both regions look they look different. Which
They
is
do. I don't know,
fine,
but
you know?
at the same
Um,
time, again, if they do a good job with it, right? I don't think it really matters the origin of where the person is from, per
I
se.
yeah, I get it. It's just like I don't know. They've done a really good job with casting so far based on where people are from, and I'm like, kind of a curveball thrown at you here. But Vivi better have fucking blue hair. Better have fucking blue hair. She needs blue hair.
I don't think that they're not going to do that. I think they're going to stick very true to a lot of character
I
things.
mean,
Like,
they gave Nami a terrible red wig for season 1, so
yeah, but I mean, it was still red, right?
oh, I'm saying the wig was
Um,
terrible.
but Daniel Asker, right? Mr. Nine.
Spot on.
Look at him. Yeah, he's a pretty boy for sure. So he
Oh,
fits
spot on.
100%.
100%, dude. No, they nailed that one. I mean, and I don't know Daniel Asker's work, but looking at a picture of him, he looks like he's a fucking cuck. And Mr. Nine was a cuck. That's perfect.
Jesus Christ, dude. He's been in quite a few things. He's been acting since 2018. He's done quite a few movies and stuff like that. So,
Good.
but yeah, no, it'll definitely be interesting to see though, just like how those two perform and stuff like that, especially leading up to Alabasta.
Oh,
Like, obviously, we're
and
not gonna get there this season, but still.
I mean, and Whiskey Peak though, because Whiskey Peak was such a, I feel like an underrated arc, honestly. And that's a perfect segue for us to start talking about Whiskey Peak. I mean, a lot happened at Whiskey Peak. That's when we really get introduced to Baroque works. And this is when Zorro officially comes out as the minority hunter, as people like to say. And that really just stems from Zorro fighting Mr. Five, who had the bomb fruit, I think.
Yes.
Mr. Explosion Man himself. But that's a meme. We're not going to talk about the meme. I'm just really excited to see Zorro kick a lot of ass and take a lot of names because the actor they have for Zorro has done such a good job, and I think it's gonna be so fun to see him just kick ass.
Especially with how many like actual Baroque Works agents that he actually takes on too in that fight. Like he took on hundreds. And this was after like they drugged everyone and stuff like that. And then they everyone else was knocked out. Zorro actually wakes up from it as they're plotting everything, and he's just like, all right, let's fight.
Those bots. And I mean,
So
yeah, I think Ma Yu, the actor for Zorro, did a really good job of this. But that's going to lead into something I'm actually really excited to see. And in this arc, Zorro and Luffy go hand to hand here because Luffy thinks Zorro is fighting innocent civilians when he's actually just taking down fucking bounty hunters. And I'm excited to see that play out live action. You know, we've seen Luffy fight. We've seen Luffy take down Mr. Cat Paws. I can't remember his name. But I think Luffy and Zoro, for as short as that fight was, I think they're gonna put a lot of money into it. I'm really excited to see that.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's not even like they're really gonna need to go all out either as far as the budget goes. Just more or less like highlighting it, setting it up, and then like the proper execution of it, really showcasing just like Luffy trying to go all out and then Zoro not holding back either. Like if they can nail that, man, that's probably going to be like the highlight of that episode aside from the Zoro fight.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's gonna be like it'll be like 5 minutes, but it's gonna be an awesome 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. Um I mean, at the same time, though, there is going to be a couple other pretty big things too. Like we're also going to get to see the true introduction of Vivi Nefertari, Miss Wednesday. Right? She actually comes out as Vivi this time, and then we also get to learn that one of the people is also Igarum. Mister Eight is Igarum, who is a member of the royal family. Right there, he's like a servant.
Yeah.
So we don't have a casting for him. We were already talking about Charithra already. So um like I said, as long as they do a really good job with the writing and then the costumes and stuff like that, I don't think it's going to be an issue with the casting at all.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And like to finalize, I guess, this arc, you know, we are going to get to see Luffy and Zoro fight Mr. Five and Miss Valentine. And Mr. Five, as you know, he's the bomb fruit user. He's going to be played by Cameron Johnson. And we're going to see Miss Valentine and her name, the actress's name is a fucking wild name. It's Jazara Jaslyn. The casting for these two, if you look them up, they're perfect. Like,
Absolutely.
they're perfect. Like, I can just see them playing that character. I'm really excited to see that. And like the big last highlight for this arc is we finally get introduced to Mr. Zero. If you watch One Piece, you know that's fucking Crocodile. And Crocodile is going to be played by Joe Manganiello. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Italian.
Manganiello, I think. But whatever.
Man,
He's a very, very big TV actor, right?
he's a
And
good looking guy.
he's done a lot of work, and honestly, I am super pumped to hear about this casting. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and he's going to do a incredible job just being an absolute menace to the Straw Hats. And not only that, but just being that imposing like mobster figure.
Yeah. And I'm really excited to see him with some fucking scars across his face. And I'm curious to see. So during season 1, during a flashback, we got to see Croco Mom. Like, the theory is confirmed. I want to see a side by side of him as Crocodile and the lady they had as Croco Mom. I want to see a side by side because I want to see how good they did.
We will have to wait until they start filming for that photo.
But we cannot confirm that Croco Mom is Luffy's mom. So
The other casting though, Miss All Sunday, right? We also get to learn. Well, no, I don't think we get to learn about her, but we do actually know who the actress is. Netflix did a fuck up, and they actually released them a little too early. So Nico Robin will be played by Lara Abova,
Obava, yeah.
and
She's
looking at the
hot as
photo,
fuck.
she is going to pull off a really good Robin as well, right?
I mean, they hit Robin's key feature. You know, she's a dime. So they did their job. She could be a terrible actress. It's fine.
Aside from the looks, the photo that we have here, it shows like the two of them next to each other, like a manga portrait, and then her, and with like the way how she's sitting, right? She she really looks just like how Robin would look most of the time. And her just sitting back and maybe cracking a smile here and there and stuff like that, it's gonna be, yeah, honestly, they did a really good job as far as the looks go. I'm
Yes,
excited to
sir.
see just how much sass she does actually bring as well too.
Definitely. I mean, you just
We're
have
not
to
gonna
see
get to see a lot of the sass from Robin
Miss
really
All
until
Sunday.
we got a
Yeah.
couple weeks or a couple episodes to go before that, but still.
Yeah, it probably won't be until season 3, honestly.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we're getting to see two of my favorite characters from One Piece period coming up in the next arc we're going to cover, which is Little Garden. And it's going to cover the duel of all duels, the century-long battle between my boys, Dory and Broggy. And the actors they chose for this are Werner Kostar and Brendan Murray. And like, if you look at these guys, in my opinion, they are way too attractive to play a bunch of giants. So we're gonna
So
see how they grow out the beards, make them look a little more rugged. But I'm really excited for this.
I have faith that Brendan Murray is actually going to do a really good job as Broggy, right? Just because he's already kind of got that like wild look in the photo that they used. I'm very concerned about Werner Coaster. He does not look at all like he is going to be a very good Dory, but it could also he could really, really nail it too. So it does remain to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on how good he goes, ga 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 ga, and how good Warner co-star can do. Ha, ba, 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 ba.
Exactly.
I mean, the laughs
Um,
make the giants.
they do.
They
They
make
do.
the giants. Like I love the whole. I love the lore behind these two, and I'm really hoping they don't let me down with it.
Here's the question I have for you though. Who do you think is going to win that battle?
That battle has gone on for centuries, and I believe it's still going on.
Oh boy. So we also get introduced to a couple other characters from Baroque Works. One of them I am super excited to see because of the actor attached to him. That is Mr. 3 with Dalman Dalmastian as the actor. That dude is phenomenal in just about everything that he does. So that's going to be really exciting to see.
Oh, dude, he's like the perfect casting for a shit-eating bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And he does a really, really good job though too of just portraying all sorts of range, right? Like he's done like timid, he's done scared, he's done brave, he's done psychotic. Like if you name it, he can reach that kind of a range. And to play a character like Mr. 3, he kind of needs that too, with just how much of a spaz he is, right? Going from overconfident then to being like really, really scared and stuff like that, and then trying to compensate.
Oh, definitely.
So
I think he's got it on lock. I mean, he's honestly like one of my favorite like B tier actors to play a bad guy.
oh, hands down. Then the other person that we get introduced to is Miss Golden Week, which I can't remember too much about her.
She's gonna be played by
Oh, she was the kid with the paint. That's right.
yeah, she's the painter. Oh shit, I'm trying to figure out the actress's name. I have a picture of her. She's a very nice looking lady. So she's gonna be played by Shirami Lee. She's an American actress. I don't she looks a little old to play the child that Miss Golden Week is, but you know, we'll see how they do it.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, she's been in a lot of movies, so she should be good. I have faith they're gonna do all right.
Heck yeah.
But I think the thing besides the duel between Dory and Bragi, I think the thing I'm most excited for in this arc is to watch Sanji impersonate Mr. 3 talking to Crocodile. Like, I'm so excited to see how they pull that off. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna I am curious to see. I know that they did a really good job in the anime, but seeing how they pull it off in the live action, that what they're probably gonna do, I feel, is like maybe cut away and then just have like the Mr. 3 actor talk.
I want a terrible impersonation. That's what I want. Because that's what Sanji did. I mean, like, it was so bad it was good. And that's what I want.
We'll see what happens. Um, and then in this episode too, or this arc is where they introduce the Eternal Pose for Alabasta. So that'll be curious to see too. Think they're gonna do that, or you think that they're just gonna go ahead and do it the conventional way with a traditional log pose and not try to overcomplicate the story yet?
I feel like they got to do the Eternal Log pose because that put them in the direction of the next island. and I don't think they can work their way around that. If they want to get Chopper on the crew, I don't know how they're gonna do that.
That is a good point. Which, speaking of Chopper, then the final arc confirmed is going to be Drum Island. And in this one here, we're going to get to experience Nami's illness and the search for a doctor, right?
Yeah,
Which was completely unplanned for, obviously. We get to get introduced to Wapple,
Waffle
who
should have been played
I
by Danny DeVito. Should have been played by Danny DeVito.
he would have been too funny. No,
It would have been
honestly,
perfect.
the actor that they have, Rob Coletti, he looks like he could be a really good Wapple. Like, even just with his facial hair, right? If they just like CGI him a chin and put that facial hair over it, that's Wapple right there. So I'm gonna be curious to see how they're gonna pull that one off too. Um,
Putting the fucking
ex-
iron jaw on him, like
and then just seeing him try to eat anything, right? Like, imagine him just grabbing a cannon and chomping down on it.
yeah, I'm curious to see how they do that because frankly, I don't know how they're gonna do that.
And you can't just like not, because it's literally what the devil fruit is. Just
Yeah,
fucking the eat fruit. I
munch
don't even
munch.
know if that's what it actually is. Yeah, the munch
It's
fruit.
Baku Baku no Mi. It is the munch munch fruit.
I'm gonna call it the fucking eat fruit.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. He's munching.
We also get introduced to a couple other really good characters too. Like, there's Dalton, and that's being played by Tai Kyo. And just looking at that image, right?
He's an
I'm su-
attractive man.
I'm surprised that that's not already Dalton. Like if you asked Chat GPT to make Dalton based around the anime in a realistic portrait, that's what we're looking at. Don't tell me that it's not, dude. This is our Dalton right here. So I'm very excited, right? And he looks just like the kind of person that's going to play a military general, fucking stern.
Yeah, no, I feel like he's gonna do a really good job. I mean, frankly, he's an attractive looking dude. And Dalton was supposedly looking like an attractive guy. So I think he's gonna do a good job. I mean, I'm
Same.
glad they got a sexy ass cast. That's very important to me, like you're making them live, make them look good, right?
You
Instead
have
of
to.
instead of the goofy ass people we're used to seeing in One Piece. One other character we know the casting for is Dr. Kureha. She's being played by Katie Seagal.
Yep.
And she fits the mold. She looks like a great value, Jamie Lee Curtis. And frankly, I'm sad Jamie Lee Curtis can do it because she wanted to do it so bad, but she had some recording or filming conflict.
I think it was Freaky Friday too.
Freaky Friday too, yeah. So we're not getting the dream casting here. I still have hope for Adam Sandler as Kizaru. We have time, and they better get that locked the fuck down now and not tell anyone. Because I
Look,
swear to
Adam
God,
Sandler and Netflix, they are literally like married already. So Netflix, if you're listening to this ever, make it fucking happen.
seriously, listen to everybody. I mean, like that's the fan casting we want. But I'm excited for this arc. We're gonna get Chopper's backstory, which is gonna be heartbreaking because it always is. I mean, Dr. Haralook doing his thing. Like, I'm not ready.
Yep.
And
Which,
then I'm all
by the way, Dr. Haralook is going to be played by Mark Haralick.
they
So
were close.
they not only found someone who looks very, very chaotic, just in the picture, right? He's kind of unshaven and stuff like that. His hair, it's kind of like poofed out a little bit. So he's got like that chaotic look to him. But they also found someone with very, very similar name too.
They did. I mean, it's as close as you can get, but yeah, I'm really excited for Chopper's backstory. I think that's gonna be heartbreaking. Tears might be flowing. Tyler definitely is me crying. And
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
also really excited for the soccer scene at the end of that arc where they launch off the essentially fireworks and then just like fucking random petals and shit. Like
That's the scene personally that I'm probably gonna get a little teary eyed at. Like, don't get me
definitely,
wrong, the Dr. Hero look story is very sad, but like seeing the triumph and his goal being like semi achieved at the end, that's what really gets me, right?
definitely,
That's the meat. That's the potatoes right there.
definitely. Yeah. No, I'm really excited for all of this. I think it's been a lot of fun. One Piece live action, I wasn't like super hyped for it, and then I watched it and I was like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good for what it is. And it's nowhere near as good as One Piece, but I think it introduced a lot of people to One Piece. Like, I have family members who had never watched One Piece. They'd watched a bunch of anime. They watched the live action. Like, oh my god, should I start One Piece? I'm like, good luck.
Yes.
Good luck. Be
Um
ready to lose a year of your life.
it's a year well worth losing though, and you know it too.
Oh,
Don't you even
1,000.
lie to them.
I watched it in
Um
4 months. I think. Like, yeah, it was
yeah,
COVID. I was fine.
a couple other things too is there is a casting for Cobra already announced. That is going to be
A,
Sendhil Ramamurthy.
a very attractive Indian man.
My God, yes. And
Holy. He, he
honestly,
he'd steal my wife in a heartbeat. Done. Like,
I'd let him. I would let him. Um, that being said, he's gonna be a very, very good Cobra. I feel, especially like just he looks like he's gonna command a lot of attention when he's
yeah.
on the screen, and that's really the kind of person that they needed for Cobra. So not only a plus for keeping it, in line with the VV casting, but also finding somebody that meets those other criteria too.
So I have a problem with this one. He's not old enough because like Cobra is fucking old, dude. I mean, like if you're caught up in the anime, it has literally been what, a year since Alabasta?
Oh
If
no,
that,
it's
if that,
been
oh,
3
3 years.
years since
3 years.
Alabasta because the
So
time skip.
Cole, 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. Cobra's in a fucking walker now. Like the man is decrepit. And this man is so young and so sexy that I don't know how they're gonna make him old.
Makeup. Makeup. It's super easy. Honestly, it's easier to make someone older than it is to make them younger with CGI,
Don't tell that
right?
to Tom Cruise.
It, that man will spend a fortune for anything, so I don't need to tell him anything.
Unless they're older than 27.
Speculation casting, right? Ace.
Ooh.
So word is Zolo Mariduena.
That was really good pronunciation. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I have no idea if it's right, so I am terribly sorry if
No,
I got that
no, that's
wrong.
Mariduena. He's
Okay,
Portuguese.
gotcha. Honestly, if this is our ace, I am all for it. He fits in line with like Luffy with Inke.
Yeah, Anaki.
So
Yeah.
Inaki, yep. So like realistically, like he's
I'm
just
hold on. I'm gonna say I love that we're like comparing Ace and Luffy, even though they're from entirely different families.
yeah. Well, hey,
But they're brothers. But they're
they are
brothers.
no, but like as
I
long as
like
he can bring that swagger, right?
he needs the swagger, dude. He needs that cockiness. He needs that fire fist.
Oh God,
Donut attitude. Or
and
sorry,
it
do
is
not give up attitude, not donut. My bad.
no donut attitude, man. Um, but yeah. As long as they can do that, like I'm gonna be excited for that casting if that is actually going to be true.
Definitely. Well, cool. You got anything else you're excited for the One Piece live action season 2 or?
Honestly, no. I'm really excited for it to finally get here. I know that this is way too early, and I'm hoping that we finally get a peek at Chopper, right? Like give us the
I don't
Sonic
I don't
treatment. Give us
think
the
we're
Sonic Give us the Sonic the Hedgehog treatment from the first movie where you show us the fucking horrible teeth and then we downvote the video into a fucking oblivion and we tell you that you're absolutely horrible and dog shit and to cancel it. So then you actually make a good version of it in time.
dude.
That's what I
Yeah.
want. That's my hope.
I don't think we're gonna get it because Netflix doesn't have the money kicking around like Paramount did for that one. Like, I don't know. I mean, that was the best thing that ever happened to Sonic because if they put that Sonic out there, and I love the fact they memed the shit out of it in the second movie. It was hilarious. I'm like, yeah, I used to be Sonic. I'm like, what the fuck? But it was hilarious. But speaking of Sonic, I'm really excited for Sonic 3 to come out in
Oh my
December because
god.
Shadow, one, he's voiced by Keanu Reeves. But
Ooh, and
two,
he
the
does such a good
fight,
job in the trailer.
dude, the chaos control shit in the trailer was so sick.
Oh, goosebumps.
Oh, I'm so
Shadow's my
excited.
favorite.
I'm gonna go see that like the minute I can in theaters. I mean, I'm like probably the biggest Sonic nerd you'll ever meet who doesn't have the creepy tendencies of the Sonic fandom, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what don't look it up. Promise, don't look it up.
I'm not. I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to. Yeah, no. I've gone to the theater once in the past like 4 years. Obviously COVID, but there's just hasn't really been much that's intrigued me. The movie I went to go see, Deadpool and Wolverine. The second movie I'm going to go see, Sonic 3.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I went to Sonic 1 in theaters. I dragged my wife to Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I was like, we're going. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm going. You can come if you want. Like, this is my thing. Like, if you look at my background, you can see a Sonic. You can see Knuckles. Or sorry,
Yep.
Ugandan Knuckles with the Infinity Gauntlet ready to snap. Like, I
Show me
mean,
the way.
show me the way. Like I love Sonic. A huge Sonic fan, but unrelated to the podcast. Next week, we get the Degens coming back on Tuesday for the rundown. I think it's gonna be Nam and Tyler because I'm out of town for work. Like I said, tell your friends, read the podcast, let them know. We got watch parties on Friday. We're watching a movie. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but Tyler will be there. So go say hi to him. You know, I think Tyler needs some friends, right? Nom?
He does. Yeah. He gets lonely. He only talks to us twice a week, guys. We keep him locked up in the basement otherwise. Go hang out with him, all right? He needs some company.
Discord.gg/anime Degens. Go hang out with Tyler on Friday. Otherwise, we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Later.